Lieutenant Colonel Scheller, who broke rank, posted a series of videos even after he was given a gag order by his bosses in the military, and then was thrown in the brig. What do you think of this situation?
I got a lot of thoughts, so I don't know where exactly to start. Probably my main one is from my time in DoD and the chain of command and following the chain of command. And for a soldier, whether he's in the right or wrong, to break the chain of command, you simply just can't do that if you want the Department of Defense to work. Because if one soldier does it and then everybody else thinks it's okay, and then you have 10 and 20 and 100, you've got a really big problem. The whole purpose of the military is whether or not you believe in the orders you are given, you follow the orders you are given. And there's a process in place if you believe those orders are unlawful or unethical or violate some agreement, then you go to your superior officer and you keep going up the chain. Now I know people are like, oh my God, that takes forever. Well, it might, but as a former federal prosecutor and a federal public defender, that stuff takes time. You got to do it the right way. And to break rank, I think, unfortunately, even whether I personally agree with him, there was a different way for this to be handled. That's one thing I'm probably in violent agreement with him on. The military leadership has failed us. And we've talked about it before on earlier episodes about Afghanistan and the chairman and the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State. I agree. They failed the American public when it comes to Afghanistan. If you leave one American behind, you failed. They left thousands. So what he's saying is the leaders of the military, should be held accountable. I could not agree more. And you and I have been talking about that accountability and how we get it for some months, if not close to a year now. I was an individual who was in one of those leadership positions in the military. I was the highest ranking civilian in the US DoD as its chief of staff. I get it. But I also get that you can't just have soldiers break rank when you want the same thing. It doesn't work in the Department of Defense. If we had soldiers in Iraq or Syria just say, I don't think we should be here, I'm leaving, the US military system would literally not work. And so for 98, 99% of those that serve, they abide by those rules. They volunteer to serve. No one makes them go. And they volunteer to serve, and I think they know that what's asked of them is unique in a lot of instances, but they also know they can't be political. It's the one thing that happens when you join the services. Anyone, Air Force, Marines, Army, Navy, Space Force. You cannot become political in any way. You can do whatever you want in your private time, but when you wear the uniform, you can't go in front of a camera and say, I think my leadership should be held accountable. It's just not the right way to do it.
I think, we on The Nation Speaks, his parents were on the show, and they were basically saying he should be held accountable. These are the parents, I'm talking about their son. They're both saying he should be held accountable. They're concerned the way he was treated was kind of beyond what would be normal.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really speak to what would be and what wouldn't be normal in this circumstance, because it doesn't rise to this national level almost ever, right? I mean, how many times are you reading or talking about Article 32 in the UCMJ and court-martial proceedings, right? Almost never. If you're in that world, you might hear about it a little more, but even if you're in the military, you probably don't have much familiarity with it. So I agree with his mother. Lieutenant Colonel Scheller, should be held accountable for breaking rank. And I also agree with her that the punishment should be appropriate, that it shouldn't receive extra scrutiny just because it's become such a national story. But on the flip side, I also agree with people who are saying he made it a national story. Scheller made it a national, not once, not twice, but 3 times with 3 videos after being told initially, you're already getting charged with breaking rank and you can't speak about this publicly, and then he put that out there. I think that doesn't help his position.